何も分かっていなかった。これが自由の代償だと分かっていたなら払わなかった。
In a world as bleak and oppressing such as that in Attack on Titan, the vocal majority of people inside the walls have become far too complacent with their way of life. They think they can essentially turn a blind eye to the horrors beyond the walls and live peacefully without ever searching for the truth. All throughout their life, the people living within the walls have been oppressed and conditioned to think that all their lives will ever amount to is inside these walls. To venture out and dream of something beyond is merely a childish fantasy. Yet, it is exactly that childlike dream that has pushed humanity to come this far. The dream that someday, humanity will be set free from the shackles of the Titans and be able to finally live freely. However, that cost for freedom would be long, arduous, and require an unprecedented amount of personal sacrifice. To be completely honest, throughout my time watching anime, I've never been a die-hard fan of Attack on Titan. I've always thought that it was a thrilling and bombastic action-packed show with great stylistic direction, but for me, I've never felt that strong emotional connection to the story at hand or its characters, until I rewatched Season 3. Attack on Titan's return to Shiganshina is phenomenal. It's by far the most engaging part of the series that has been adapted, with the emotional and physical stakes of the story at its highest. It presents themes of human survival, sacrifice, and the cost of freedom in such a raw and unfiltered manner that it's impossible to not get inspired by. Today, I want to take a closer look into what made this season so profoundly engaging by examining how it tackles these themes through its characters and overarching narrative. In the story of Attack on Titan, all of the characters yearn for that sense of liberation, the day that they are no longer bound by fear to live inside the walls, the day that humanity can decide its own fate, where people are free to chase their own dreams and live a life without fear, without oppression. As a child, Eren Yeager was never the type to dream of a life beyond the walls. The thought had never come across his mind, until he met another young boy who was so fixated and optimistic about one day discovering the sea. In an action-packed series presenting the ideas of the devastation of war and human nature, Armin Arlet has always been one of my favorite characters in Attack on Titan, but not for the reasons you would normally expect. He isn't the cool, stoic, and powerful person like Levi Ackerman, nor does he possess the enrapturing charisma of someone like Erwin Smith. But what Armin does possess is hope, the hope to dream for a better future. No other character in the series has such an affinity to dream of a life beyond what they already had. Erwin's dream was that of self-interest to confirm his father's theories about the truth beyond the walls that the government had tried to cover up, and Eren's dream, while similar to Armin's in that he wants freedom, fundamentally differs because he wants to take revenge on those that had caused him so much pain and suffering. Armin was different in that the hope he had for freedom was devoid of any malicious or malevolent intent. He thought of the world in a new way, and that's what made him so special.
お前はお前で人にはない力を持っていることも確かだ。俺は後悔するつもりはない。ただ、こいつらを後悔させるな。他の誰も。お前自身も後悔させるな。それがお前の使命だ。
The first episode of the season sets up the coming stakes of the battle ahead. This singular fight to retake the wall at this moment will decide if humanity can overcome the beings that had ruled them with fear over hundreds of years, if humanity is finally able to break free and reclaim their freedom. Erwin Smith is a commander who exudes charisma whenever he is on screen and possesses excellent deduction skills of warfare. He instantly notices what the enemy's strategies and win conditions are. The Titans are planning a pincer maneuver where they attack on both sides of the wall, by first removing their escape options and then slowly wearing humanity out through a battle of attrition. Erwin is a true commander and knows when to make bold, calculating decisions to secure the best chance for victory, even if it means sacrificing every single troop to attain it. Even with the constant state of death looming, Erwin doesn't buckle under the pressure, but instead is firm with his resolve. He knows that this is his best chance that humanity has come to learn about the truth, and so will do whatever it takes to achieve victory. While it may seem that Erwin's actions are always for the betterment of humanity, that was just a convenient byproduct of his actual dream. In order to learn the truth of this world, Erwin not only fooled others but himself as he masqueraded all of his actions for the betterment of humanity, even though, deep down, he just wanted to confirm his affirmations about the secrets of the world around him. It drove him to the point that he felt every person's death was on his hands. The weight of all the fallen soldiers before him had amounted to this: a chance at victory. In one final act of desperation, Erwin has to make a monumental choice. In order to give humanity a slim chance at victory, Erwin has to sacrifice himself and all of the new recruits, but by doing so, he gives up his last and final chance of learning about the truth in the basement. All throughout his life, Erwin has worked towards proving his father's theories beyond the walls to be true, and now that his dream is within reach, he's in turmoil with himself, contemplating if he should flee to fight another day and maybe have another chance to reach his goal, or sacrifice himself and his dreams for a chance at victory. But deep down, Erwin knows that choosing the former option would be a betrayal for those who had already laid down their lives.
俺はこのまま地下室に行きたい。俺が今までやってこれたのもいつかこんな日が来ると思ってたからだ。いつか答え合わせができるはずだと。
After the Beast Titan shredded through the best of the scouts, the remaining recruits realized how futile their efforts were. Going out to battle and fighting for humanity's freedom may seem like a noble cause at first, but when you realize that all of your fruitless efforts can only get you so far, everything seems so pointless in the end. To die on the battlefield not having accomplished your goal, what was even the point? If you're going to die anyway, then why bother listening to your final orders? Ultimately, everything would have been meaningless. But doesn't that mean life itself is meaningless? Of course not. Everyone at some point in their life will have to die. No matter if you're born in poverty or wealth, death doesn't discriminate. That's just the natural course of life. But to give your life for the greater good of humanity is what puts meaning in this cruel world. In the face of extinction, humanity must push forward no matter how meaningless it may seem. Victory must be achieved no matter the cost. You owe it to every single fallen comrade who've already sacrificed their lives. Giving up your life for a chance at freedom is a price everyone should be willing to pay. If you continue to live in fear, unable to do anything, then your life would have truly meant nothing. But it's in the hope for a better future where we can take solace in the fact that our lives might one day mean something. Armin's dream for a brighter future is an idealistic and romanticized fantasy that may seem far out of reach for anyone. Yet, despite this fact, he can't help but yearn and strive towards it. When facing off against the Colossal Titan, even during the face of death, Armin isn't distracted by fear, revenge, or even losing his life. Instead, he's even more inspired to persevere through this hell so that one day he can fulfill the promise of one day reaching the endless sea with Eren. Armin is a hero that nobody expected and was willing to sacrifice both his life and dreams so that one day his friends could be free. Knowing his own demise, Armin places all of his dreams and aspirations for Eren to continue marching forward. After the dust has settled and the battle has been won, but with tremendous cost, a choice has to be made. To revive Erwin, the commander of the scouts, or Armin, the boy with the dream of the sea. It's an emotionally charged moment with both Eren and Levi having personal reasons of wanting to save their fallen comrade. Initially, the choice may seem painfully obvious. While Armin may be exceptionally smart, Erwin has the most experience and drive to lead humanity, so he is the one who should be revived. However, when it came to the end of his life, Erwin became a devil to many of his soldiers. He never once wanted to carry the burden of all his fallen comrades, but yet the responsibility was placed all on his shoulders. Levi even told him to give up on his dream in the end and thought that bringing him back to hell would be too cruel. Compared to Armin, Erwin's dream never looked past the basement. The idea of it was just alien. But for Armin, the cost of freedom is everything. To him, the sea represents the unlimited potential for possibility as they break through the chains of fear that had always controlled them. The hopeful optimism for a better future is a much more intoxicating idea than repeating the cycle of hate, which is why I think reviving Armin was the right decision.
とてもじゃないけど受け入れられないよ。正気を保つことさえままならない。つらいよ。分かってる。それでも前に進まなきゃいけない。
With humanity finally able to overcome their hardest adversary, what was the cost of their freedom? Their commander, the lives of all the scouts and the soldiers who came before, all of this is true. But there's something even more precious than that. As Eren and Mikasa walk through the ruins of what was once their homeland, they're reminded of the days gone by as their younger selves run through the streets with their innocence still intact. For humanity to have made it this far, the cost of freedom was not only the lives of all their fallen comrades, but their innocence and how it was cruelly and unfairly ripped away from them. No longer are they the happy children that once lived peacefully in this harsh world, but through their pain and determination, they're able to reach further than any human has before. When our characters finally reach the sea after all they've been through, it's a bittersweet moment. Just for a short time, they're able to enjoy and relish the fact that they've made it this far, that all of their trials and tribulations have paid off just for this one moment where they can finally be free. But this joyous moment doesn't last forever, as Eren knows the harsh truth. For all the time they spent fighting to reach this place, the ocean has always represented their chance at freedom. But as we learn through the history and memories of Grisha Jaeger, the fight for freedom is far from over. With the final season of Attack on Titan airing right now, will our characters ever truly attain their freedom? What else will they have to sacrifice? And are they doomed to repeat the cycle of hatred? If you enjoyed the video and want to support me further, leave a comment down below, like the video, and subscribe for more video essays like this. It would really help me out for the YouTube algorithm, and since I don't have a Patreon, this is the least you could do. Attack on Titan has been truly incredible for the past season, and with our characters reaching Marley in the final season, it looks to have finally come full circle, and I for one can't wait to see how Isayama's masterpiece concludes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.